Good day. It's been a while since I've done a video. We went 3 weeks without a drop of rain, and for the last few days it's been pretty steady light rain. Makes me happy. Turn off that watering system for a while, give it a break on the electric bill, even though it's not really that bad. This against the fence line are peas. Now, peas are normally at the very earliest springtime planting. As soon as you could break ground, you could get your peas in. Some people say they even taste better when they're hit with frost. They like cool weather. So we'll see how they do. I have an incredible amount of thinning to do. This is the direct sow lettuce mix, my French variety, all along here. And this is broccoli raab. And I've had some thoughts after coming out here and seeing that my broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and some other stuff had been nibbled away. And I'm quite sure it's not rabbit that the fence line is secure, but it is the squirrels nibbling. So I'm switching gears, and nothing seems to really bother the broccoli raab now that I don't have the chickens on the property. So I'm going to produce a lot of broccoli raab. It produces a lot of seed. And the reason why I'm switching gears this fall planting and not so much worried about the one shot deal, well, broccoli's actually two. You could get two servings off of it, cut the big head back, and then smaller ones will grow. Anyway, is I'm thinking, after talking with people about their crop failure, is to just produce a lot of sprouting seeds this fall and into the spring. And this is also due to the radiation levels and everything else that we're dealing with. All right, see, I've had a nibbler here. This is another spinach bed, clearly nibbled down, but they didn't damage the whole bed. And I'm going to put more of that in too. Bell peppers are taking a beating with the cool weather. The ones up front are handling the cooler weather. It's probably because they get a little bit of shelter from the building. The last tomato plant isn't looking that great, but I still have fruit on it. I like to see that. And this was the first planting of lettuce. The darker lettuces you really can't see that well with the soil, but there they are. And I see some heads nibbled there as well. See, that's the thing, you know, when you're gardening, you can't really rely on this too much. There's too many variables that go into this. You know, you have weather conditions, and then you have pest, furry kind, and flying and jumping kind. And then, you know, your soil conditions, unless you're, you know, been on a property for a while and you've amended it and you know what the requirements are for individual plants, sometimes they just don't do as well as they should. All right, well, the kale made it through. I don't see any nibbles on the kale, so I very well may go ahead and sow some more of that. But they annihilated the Romanesco broccoli in all of the beds. They just took all of the leaves off and left me with little itty bitty stems. Onions and leeks are still happening. A little bit of green is coming back and some growth taking place. And this is another patch of lettuce. And when I go through here, I'll be sure to eat the light green ones, like these butterheads and the loose leaf salad bowl greens. I'll eat those first. They can't take the cold like the reds. And here's an onion bed that's starting to do some growth. Oh, I see one Romanesco that made it through back here. I might have to build a cage or something to try to protect it. I really would like some broccoli this year. The Egyptian walking onions, I don't really eat the bulbs. They're tiny and a little bit difficult to peel for a small amount of onion, but I do utilize the onion tops quite a bit. And the radish, and I see some things even eating the radish top. Here's another bed of spinach that just came up, and that is endive. And back here is the arugula, doing very nicely. I have no idea, not yet, what all these sprouts are. That very well may be arugula, because that had gone to seed here over the summer. Sweet potato, I still didn't dig those up. Got to get on that. And this was some summertime cress. And these are new cress. That summertime cress will push seed come spring. Let's take a walk up front. Michael hadn't been cutting the whole entire lawn. Whoops, sorry about that camera work as I'm trying to climb over the fence. He hadn't been cutting and weed whacking the whole entire lawn. And then I discovered that the one patch that he had let go was lamb's quarters. And it's producing seed. So I'll let that go. The blackberries that I put in spring look good. They'll do a lot of growing in fall and in early spring, and hopefully they'll produce for me in the summer. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do here. These are a lot of beautiful pineapple tops. First year, and I'm running out of space indoors. But I might try to make room for the 3 big ones in the center, the nicest ones, and bring those indoors. A lot of my second round of tomatoes didn't do much at all. I just think that heat was just way too intense for them to really get going. This Hamburg rooted parsley will overwinter nicely, and it'll produce spring seed. The wildflower patch is just crushed. I'll get out here as soon as it dries out and get more seeds from those. I still have the amaranth to collect. That main seed head up there is starting to dry out. That was a beautiful, beautiful specimen. This is the ginger root. So it'll be time to dig that up and see what happened underground. The wildflowers up here are doing a lot better than the other ones. Same thing up against the house. A lot of the potted plants are doing really well in spite of the 43 low that we hit. We hit quite a few days in a row in the 40s. I have no idea where I'm going to stick all of these pots. This one especially, I want this one to come in because these are the baby tea bushes. Lychee, still producing flowers and fruit. Another tobacco here. very tiny. And the dotted mint is going to start taking off too. Oh, lemon balm looks great. And check it out, the bell peppers. Very nice. Very, very nice. And this is horseradish here with some sweet marjoram. That stuff is just loving it right there. It'll hold its own up against the house over the winter. No problem at all. And these are the passion flowers, which I had learned from Green Dean, produce a delicious fruit. But most of the time people don't get to see it because he said the woodland creatures really love it. So I'm going to go try to find more of these and bring those on the property. Things are a little out of control and overgrown. Beautiful blossoms on the Russian sage. And they just have the most incredible velvety feel to them. I really, really love that plant. I like the hardy plants and beautiful blooms. But anyway, the other thing that I got to do over the weekend, which they need to go in the ground today, these are some blackberry plants. As you can see, quite old growth on those roots. They're quite a few years old, and then some smaller ones. These are from the patch that tasted the best. And I'm going to try to get them to get established here someplace on the property. Okay. Where's Rock? Rock! I've got to introduce you to my newest family member. Rock! I don't know how many people read the write-ups on the videos, but I could say it now without breaking down. Samson was hit by a car, and he had so much damage that we had to put him down. And it just so happens that Bella had gone into her first heat, and the neighbors about 3 miles away had a dog, and he would not stop coming over here. And even after she was done with her heat, he kept coming here. And the neighbor decided to give me his dog. So Rock is now here with me. Rock! Come here, Rock! Oh, wow. Do we have a lot of dogs running around? It's crazy.